Let's talk about Venus conjunct Saturn and synastry. But before we get into what it means between two people, let's look at what Venus and Saturn mean by themselves. Saturn has to do with life lessons, boundaries, authority, perseverance, duty, commitment, responsibility, self control, structure, can be associated with hard work. And Venus has to do with love, money, self worth, harmony, beauty, emotional attachments. It's benefic and has a lot to do with relationships. It's about what you value and what you like in relationships. When Venus and Saturn come together in a relationship, the Saturn person might feel responsible for the Venus person, and the Venus person may look for stability from the Saturn person. It can lead to a long term committed relationship because Saturn brings to the Venus person a sense of commitment and long term stability. The Venus person may feel more emotionally supported and more stable. But this is not always very comfortable, this conjunction between Saturn and Venus, because the Venus person may feel restricted in love, or they may feel like they're not always getting love from the Saturn person. It may feel sometimes cold or like they can't get what they want a lot of times, or they may feel like they have to earn their love from the Saturn person. So it's really going to depend on how advanced the two individuals are. And I also think that it's going to depend on what sign these planets are in. So if Saturn is in a debilitated state, let's say Saturn is in Leo or Cancer, or Saturn is in Aries where it's in its fall, it may not work as well. Or even if Venus is in debilitated, say in Scorpio, or or in Aries, or in Virgo. But usually Saturn is going to have more of an impact because it is the slower planet. So a lot of times you would need the Saturn person to be, more consciously aware of how they tend to restrict or hold back or things like that. So while there can be a long term commitment and a feeling of support in the relationship, there needs to be some awareness about the Venus person's needs and the Saturn's tendency to be a wet blanket